Another week and another stellar episode from the Penguin. Guys, this show just keeps getting better and better every week. And this might be my favorite episode so far. Look, when we first get introduced to Sophia, we just know her as she's crazy. She came out of Arkham, she's rehabilitated, and her nickname is the Hangman. Now, we never actually know what really happened. And this episode takes a deep dive into Sophia's backstory, guys. And I must say, this is such a brilliant episode. This is how you do television. When you have a flashback episode, it links into what actually is happening in present day. And this episode does exactly that. Now, last week's episode ended on a massive cliffhanger. Both Sophia and Oz were on the brink of death by the Maronis. But listen, guys, I just want to say this is a reminder that when you watch this television show, you're actually watching a show that focuses on villains. There's no heroes in the story, you know? Everybody is a villain. Everybody does bad things. Now, the beauty in this week's episode is you actually get to sympathize with the character of Sophia Falcone. Now, we follow Sophia as she's a little bit younger. You know, her father's still alive. And then she stumbles across her mother's body. Now, things really start going sideways when she starts investigating and putting things together, you know. I've seen some things, and then she bumps into a reporter that actually, stirs up things even more. She informs Sophia that there's been multiple killings at the club where her dad always is, and all of them has been framed as suicide, the same way in which her mother died. Now, when she actually takes a hard look at what's happening, you can see that it's actually death by strangulation, which ties into how, Carmine almost killed Catwoman in the Batman by choking her to death. So he is a murderer, and Oz sees Sophia talking to this reporter. And what he does is, this is where the whole dynamic comes in, where they have a little bit of tension between them. He gives up Sophia to her father. Now, Carmine is a ruthless guy, and this episode actually showcases how ruthless the guy actually is. This time around, he's played by Mark Strong. Brilliant, brilliant, guys. Now, what he does to Sophia is unforgivable. He gets rid of Sophia. He takes her off the board immediately, sends her to Arkham, gets the family to write letters. She's not well, so we get to see Sophia unravel from just being an innocent little girl, loving a dad, loving a brother, and then you get you get blamed for all the killings, because your father is trying to save his own reputation. You go from your dad telling you you're going to be the head of the family, and then you go to becoming the Hangman. Now, we get to see how Sophia struggles at Arkham, which is difficult to watch, because she doesn't deserve that at all. And then this whole plot unravels, and eventually, this is how you create a villain. You do harm onto somebody so many times that eventually that person gets to the point where they just snap. And that's what happens here. Sophia just snaps. And from that point on forward is the point of no return. Now, back to what happened at the end of last week's episode. I was actually, I was convinced that Sophia is dead. She's not. And, in that moment where she almost dies, this is where the flashback takes place. And as we get back to present day, she realizes that Oz has betrayed her again. That's what I'm saying. Oz is a bad guy. Oz killed a brother. It's official. She now knows. After what happened at the end of episode 3, she knows what she has to do. She can't rely on anybody. She has to take matters into her own hands. She has to get her family back, and do things her way. And to see this whole thing play out, guys, is absolutely insane. I'm not going to go any further because I'll be giving away that section of the episode that's incredible to watch. But wow, the performance here by Christy, I think it's Christy, yes, is on another level. She's definitely going to be in contention for best performance. She absolutely takes the character of Sophia to another level. There's just something about Sophia that makes her such an interesting character, and I feel like what they did with the backstory here just elevated the character, and now you have finally created the villain that will eventually, you know, fit with the name the Hangman. At first, it didn't fit because, they did her dirty. Her whole family did her dirty. So this is payback. Payback time has arrived, and this is a perfect example of good television. I mean, we get introduced to characters. You like the character immediately without even knowing where does the character come from. When you've connected with the character, you go back and you tell that character's backstory, and that makes you connect even more with the character. I'm not going to bash any other shows, but it's a perfect example of good storytelling. If the script is solid, and where this show goes from here, I don't know, guys. It's amazing to watch a television show where the moment it ends, you can't predict what's going to happen in the next episode. And that's the brilliance of this TV show. This is how you know that you're watching something that's truly incredible, guys. And I must say wow, what an episode, guys. I was absolutely blown away by this episode. I think it might be the best episode yet. And from this point on, it can only get better. I would love to see how Oz and Victor ties back into the story now that Sophia has been unleashed, and now that we know a little bit more when it comes to the Hangman herself. Guys, that's it for me. Please let me know what you guys think about the Penguin. This was an incredible episode. Please don't sleep on this television show. Catch you on the next video.